In Paris Hilton's new memoir, the star reveals she carried around 5 cell phones with one reserved for prank calls, how she left Donald Trump's modeling agency, and even a secret relationship with a teacher when she was in the 8th grade. From the biggest moments of her career to even the IVF journey, readers are taken on quite the wild ride in the new book from Paris titled Paris the Memoir, and many people can't stop talking about the biggest takeaways. Daniel Wani reporting with all the details. Starting off with the infamous tagline, "That's hot," Hilton opens up about her signature catchphrase she actually trademarked many years ago. To many fans' actual surprise, the iconic tagline originated from her younger sister. The star mentioned, quote, "I kept an ornately bedazzled diary in which I recorded all the middle school cheerleader drama and page upon page of ideas for inventions, thoughts about life, poems, dreams, doodles, tirades against anyone who hurt my feelings, odes to whatever boy I was crushing on, and lavishly illustrated stream of consciousness stories about wild horses, unicorns, and animal kingdoms." I know, it's a mouthful. She continued saying, "At some point I heard Nikki say, 'That's hot,' and it resonated with me. I wrote it in my diary and doodled flowers and fireworks around it." Paris said she found the phrase positive and unpretentious, and it stuck with everyone for years to come. Moving on to another highlight from the book, readers are finding out that the reality star also had a secret relationship with a teacher in the 8th grade. Now, back in middle school, Paris recalls having a crush on a, quote, "handsome young teacher who had a very Abercrombie look to him." Looking back at the situation, Paris tells the story of this teacher telling her that he had a crush on the soon-to-be star. Paris ended up giving her cell number to said teacher and did not tell anyone about the dynamic between the two. However, things took a turn one night when the teacher came to Paris's house when her parents weren't home and she got into his car. Paris writes, quote, "Mr. Abercrombie called me almost every night, and we talked for hours about how amazingly mature, beautiful, and intelligent I was, how sensual, misunderstood, and special." That night, the parents eventually came home after the teacher kissed her and pulled Paris into his arms. When Paris and the teacher were caught, the teacher actually blamed the situation on the star, saying, quote, "Why'd you make me do this?" That summer, Kathy and Richard Hilton sent Paris to live with her grandmother. It took many years for Paris to unpack that short-lived relationship, and eventually she realized the weight of how inappropriate the situation really was. In other parts of the book, Paris let readers in on the fact that she turned down a 7-figure contract deal with Playboy, and even how embarrassed she was for Pink's music video for Stupid Girls. Paris mentions in the memoir that Hugh Hefner really wanted to see her on a Playboy cover. She writes, quote, "Even when he offered 7 figures, I turned it down because I knew my mom would lose her mind." Aside from turning down the gig, Paris claims there's, quote, "no Pink-Paris feud, but the star felt judged by the 43-year-old singer's hit song about, quote, outcasts and girls with ambition." The song saw viral early success in the 2000s, but Paris felt very much hurt that she potentially was the inspiration for the single. There's been no other comment from either about the matter nearly 20 years later, but only time will tell. We'll keep you updated if Pink decides to respond to this situation with Paris Hilton. But for more trending news, find us at whatstrending.com and find me at Daniel Wani.